Hello everybody and welcome back for another Dofus news video. I don't really know what to call these. And I don't know, maybe it'll continue after Temporis is over. This one I'm going to include not just the Dofus news that was covered in the recent podcast, but also some just general channel news. Maybe that'll be something that'll be helpful. You guys like to know maybe what's coming up, what my plans are. Also, I got a question for you at the end of the video to maybe help direct which way some of this is going to go. So if you don't mind, do me a quick favor and smack that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's do this. All right, well, as you can see, the Temporis servers are closed at the moment, and there are a bunch of them. Well, there won't be here pretty soon, as the server merge is probably the big topic of the week. In fact, there wasn't a whole lot covered in the podcast, at least not in English. I'm going to break down for you what I did get from that. They started out kind of talking about some general stats, like the number of cards that have been made and all the different recipes that have been discovered so far. That was kind of cool. They did also break down people's reactions to this Temporis. Ankama said that Temporis 4 was definitely a lot more popular with the general casual player kind of player, which they actually mentioned that recently in one of the previous podcasts about how this one's a little more geared towards the try-hard, as they put it. But we've all felt it, and they've done a great job of making some things easier to progress. And an interesting fact, though, that they pointed out, believe it or not, the populations on these Temporis servers are actually still pretty high, that the number of people actually still playing this Temporis is on par with the number of people that were still playing Temporis 4 at this same time. So I found that rather fascinating. I enjoyed Temporis 4 a lot. Unfortunately, it was my first Temporis, and I didn't have much availability to play, so I didn't make it very far into that one. But I know I thoroughly enjoyed 4. One thing they talked about was the server merge, and they talked about how they pick the servers that are going to be merged together. They gave 2 stipulations on how they kind of come up with that. First, they tried to pick servers with the highest international communities and merge them together, and I greatly appreciate it. And I know that some of us English communities are spread out on 3, and I think 10 was another one. And there is a list of which servers are actually being put together on the Dofus forums if you want to go check that out. I know 3 and 10 are getting merged with 5, so I'm pretty excited about that. They said the second thing that they used for a guiding principle on that is the population size, because they want to make sure there is a healthy population, not too many, but also not too few on one and too many on the other. You don't want to have this, because I think they're consolidating to 2 servers, and they don't want to have one that's still really low populated and the other one's really high. So they've tried to balance that out as best they can. I can't imagine how much work that takes to take all of these servers with all the different activity levels of the different characters and try to figure out, okay, where do they all go? Hopefully that all works out really well. Next thing I talked about was Dofus lag. Last week they tested another 2 servers with another idea, and they said again only slight improvements. So they're working on some new things. One of the things that they're going to try, which is pretty exciting, they're going to try running Ilizale on a brand new machine, because they're wondering if it might actually be a physical component of the machine that's causing this. I don't think they specified when that switch was going to take place, if it's going to be this week or not. But they're going to try switching Ilizale over to a new machine. So who knows, maybe the gas pedal will be pushed down and you guys will be flying in no time on Ilizale with fantastic momentum. Fingers crossed, right? They did talk about on Monday, I guess there was about a 45-minute period where you couldn't log into the servers. They said that they actually got attacked with I think they said it was a DToS attack or something like that. I've heard of this term before. Well, I'm not sure if it was phrased that way, but they basically got a network attack, and that's where a whole bunch of devices try to bulldog their way in. They just send tons of traffic to a server or a machine or something like that all at one time, and they're trying to overload it, because if the protections on the other side can't keep up, then things might slip through. So I think I've heard it in the past referred to as like a bulldog attack. But they said that's what was happening, and about 45 minutes later they were able to get it kind of cleaned up, so that was nice. The last thing they talked about in the news podcast was bots. So they said that some people think that they make money off of bots, and they said that is absolutely not true. They don't make money off bots, which I don't think most people realize they don't get money off bots. That's a really bad tactic to try to make money on your business. So I don't know why people would think that. They said that the problem is with bots is they keep implementing new ways to try to stop them. But one thing you got to remember is the people that are making the bots and using the bots, they're making actual money from people buying the commas from their website. So it's not just one person in a basement trying to hack into a system and create a character, then put a bot to it and sit there and work the bot or anything like that. No, it's an actual team of people that are very good at what they do, and they're using this to try to make some money. That's their income. Maybe it's a side hustle. I don't know. Not a legal one, but who knows? Everyone's doing their own thing, I guess. But that's what they do. So as Ankama continues to work on the game, work on the protection, and work on the DTOS attacks, and work on Temporis and all these other things, they've also got to keep people dedicated to trying to fight other teams that are literally making money off of doing illegal things in their game. And I think that's a pretty common thing for a lot of MMO RPGs. Unfortunately, some companies are able to fight it off better than others, and but they all struggle with it. So they said the best thing you can do, and we've all heard this and we all know this, don't buy commas through those sites. I know I'd be tempted to go there, give them some cash, get a big chunk of commas, and go get that gear, that Dofus or whatever it is that you want. But you're really feeding the beast, you could say, when you go and do that. So hopefully you don't do that, because you really are putting yourself at risk. Not only are you supporting the bots, but your information is going to get out there to people that it shouldn't be getting to. And then when all of a sudden you get hacked or your stuff is stolen, you can't complain to Ankama. You got to know that you did it to yourself. So that's the other thing they talked about, were the bots. Okay, just a little bit here on the channel news. I figured I'd bring up Feeling Lucky. He's the Eka that I have there on the Elysale server. He's the reason I'm trying to get that whole set from the Eka Flip Temporis pass, because I want to give it to him so that he can run around with a cool Eka Flip setup on him. I think that'd be awesome. I have heard your cry. I ran a poll on the channel to ask if you guys wanted some Temporis videos or if you wanted anything other than Temporis, and I think it got like 75% votes anything other than Temporis. I don't blame you. It's been about a month now, and the channel has pretty much been all Temporis content. So I've heard your cry, and I've started work on the next Quest to 200 episode. I hope to have it done and uploaded for channel members this week, and then hopefully out to everybody else come next week. So there is some videos coming here real soon that is not necessarily Temporis type stuff. So wanted to get that out there. As far as Temporis goes for me, I have just passed slightly over 1,000 Tempokins. To get the set that I wanted for my Eka Flip, I need to get to 1,460. That gets me the hat, the cloak, and the shield. Now, if I go any further than that, like the first Pets mount is not too much further than that. If I decide to go any further than the shield, it will really depend on how this merge affects things. If things start exploding and I can start making some fast traction and start getting some levels and make my way to that pet fairly quickly, I might go a little bit further. But that's where I stand so far on Temporis, and we'll see how it continues to go. Now, here's the question I had for you where you could help me out. Once I'm done with Temporis and I'm no longer proceeding on there, what video series would you like to see from me first? Do you want to see the duo series, the Let's Play team? Would you like another profession leveling guide? Or would you like to see maybe the new Foggernaut that I put together for some PvP content? If you could, let me know in the comments below what series, and it could be any of them that I didn't mention too. If there's another one on the channel that you would like me to do, leave that as well. But your feedback will really help me figure out on which way to go first as I start to get back into a regular routine of uploading video content on the channel. I might even run a poll on the channel as well, because your guys' feedback on those polls are so helpful to me. I really appreciate taking time to do that. But that's it today for the Dofus and channel news. I don't know, maybe I gotta come up with an official name for this. I don't know, Benja News? I don't know. If you got a name that you think would be kind of fun for the channel news and the Dofus news, leave that in the comments below. Oh, there is also some more Eka Flip City teleportation passes. I'll flash the image up here on the screen real quick so that you can see that. So you can get those free passes. But if you could do me one quick favor, smack that like button, really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to know exactly when my videos go live. Until next time, you all be safe out there, and I will see you on the next one.